Hey everybody, making a response for Dustin Abraham. And what he wants you to do here is show some cards of a player in your collection who doesn't necessarily fit the typical athlete mold, the ordinary average guy, as he said in his video. But yeah, it could be a guy who just doesn't have the typical athlete body type, or just a guy who wasn't like a top prospect or superstar level player or anything like that. So this was pretty easy for me. I chose David Wells, who's a guy I've been meaning to show anyway for a while, so this gives me that opportunity. But yeah, obviously, again, he didn't have the typical body type you'd expect from an athlete. Didn't even have the most dominant stuff ever, but just became a really good pitcher. Became one of my favorite pitchers to watch during his time with the Yankees. And what I liked about him was he just wasn't intimidated out there. He just said pretty much, here's my stuff, try to hit it if you can, and had a pretty successful career. I was looking up some of his stats. He has 239 career wins, over 2,000 strikeouts, which is nothing to sneeze at. Won at least one championship. I know he got one, obviously, with the Yankees in '98. I think he might have had one with the Blue Jays earlier, but not 100% sure about that. But yeah, pretty respectable career overall. And then, of course, pitched that perfect game against Dustin's Twins. Sorry, Dustin, you knew that was coming. But yeah, funny thing about that perfect game is supposedly he pitched that game hungover. I don't know if that was ever confirmed, but the rumor was that he was out drinking the night before, which he was known to do. He was kind of a party guy. But yeah, then it was an afternoon game the next day, and he has said that during his warm-up he wasn't feeling all right. He was feeling like he probably wasn't going to pitch a good game. He said he had a really bad warm-up session, and then he goes out and pitches a perfect game. So kind of funny how that worked out. But yeah, and then I remember after that perfect game, he just had a really great second half of the season. But then actually ended up getting traded at the end of that season for Roger Clemens. Which I always had kind of mixed feelings about that, because again, really was liking him with the Yankees, and he was kind of a fan favorite because again, he was kind of like the everyman and everything, type of guy that just said what he wanted to say and did what he wanted to do. But that kind of didn't fit with the Yankee philosophy at that time. They were even more of like a serious professional team than they are now. So it's kind of funny that they actually ended up signing him again in '02, because again, they got rid of him in after the '98 season. I think he didn't get along that well with Joe Torre. And again, they were getting Clemens, who was coming off of two phenomenal seasons with the Blue Jays. So from a baseball standpoint, you understood why they were doing it. But again, from a fan standpoint, we were kind of disappointed. But another little story about him was during his time with the Yankees, he actually bought a Babe Ruth, like game-used Yankee hat from way back, and ended up wearing it during a game for the first few innings of a game. And I don't know who ratted on him or if they just noticed, but maybe somebody from the front office called down to the dugout or something, but they made him take it off and wear the regular Yankee hat. But yeah, that's just kind of the guy he was, kind of a character. So another reason why a lot of us liked him. Like, not only was he a good pitcher on the mound, but just kind of a wacky kind of guy. So always enjoyed him, to the point where I don't only collect his Yankee cards, I also collect his cards with other teams. So I'll be showing those. You see Roger Clemens there. This is just a binder with a bunch of old Yankee pitchers. But yeah, those were the Yankee cards I have of him. So I need to pause and switch binders and look at his other stuff. Alright, so here we have another binder where I keep Yankee players that I liked, but they're pictured with other teams, so I put them all in this binder. So you have Wells with a bunch of the teams he pitched with. I think he pitched with like 6 or 7 teams or something like that. But you got a bunch of his Fleer rookies. I think I got a bunch of these in a lot ones. Then I would always pick them up when they were like in dollar bins or quarter bins or whatever. So I ended up with a bunch of them. I think some of these might actually be the glossy versions. Not sure which ones though. And I got a bunch of the Donruss rookies. I wasn't kidding when I said I really like this guy. For a while I was picking up a lot of his cards. I still occasionally pick up some stuff, but mostly Yankee stuff of him these days. I like those, the Donruss, the rookies. Got that orange version. But yeah, I was saying I think he won a championship with the Blue Jays because he was with them in the early '90s, late '80s. So he might have been on one of those championship teams. But then after leaving the Blue Jays, he bounced around a lot. Here, see some cards with the Tigers. That one's pretty cool. At the base upper deck, electric diamond. So again, this was obviously all before he came to the Yankees. It looks like he spent a few years with the Tigers. Went to the Reds, the Orioles. He actually pitched against the Yankees when he was with the Orioles in the 96 playoffs. And of course, after 96, that's when the Yankees signed him for 97 and 98. So then 99, here's where he went back to the Blue Jays in the Clemens deal. Got some pretty nice Blue Jays cards of him. Nice Flair showcase. That was cool too. That Upper Deck MVP set, I always say it had some cool photography. And I can't remember how many years he was with the Blue Jays this time around. Then went to the White Sox for I think 1 year. That's a cool one, the EX. And then in 02, I think is when the Yankees re-signed him. He pitched with the Yankees 02 and 03. And in 04 went to the Padres, which I think he's from that area, so went back to his hometown. Then he even pitched with the Red Sox, unfortunately. But thankfully, it didn't last very long. I think he was there for 1 year or half a year, something like that. But yeah, that is it. There you see some Andy Pettitte in a Houston uniform. But yeah, that is it for the binder stuff. I do have a few top-loaded cards of them, so let's pause for a moment and go get those. So I just have a few top-loaded cards of them. Just a few relics and things. Do not have an auto of him. He doesn't sign a whole lot. I know he has a Panini auto that pops up every now and then, which pictures him as a Blue Jay. Although with Panini, obviously, you don't have the logo, so it doesn't really matter. So I wouldn't mind having that one, but would like to see a Yankee auto of him. I don't know if he's ever been in those like archive buyback sets or anything like that, but again, would absolutely love it if he had it like an official Topps Yankee auto. But again, here's just some random stuff. Got this jersey with the Red Sox, although it says Dodgers, which is yet another team that he pitched for. There you see he got really big there. That's the thing, he was never like very thin, but sometimes he would let his weight get way out of hand, which I always wonder how much better he could have been if he would have taken a bit better care of himself. I mean, still had a very respectable career, even pitching at his size, but again, maybe could have been a bit healthier. Towards the end of his career, he was having a lot of back issues and knee issues, which obviously had a lot to do with all that extra weight he was carrying. The rest of this stuff is going to be Yankee stuff. Nice SPX jersey card there, number to 800. These are just some thick cards that didn't quite fit into the binder pages. I mean, I could have probably squeezed that into the binder page, but with stuff like this, I'd rather just top load it. That one's from Ultimate Collection, numbered to 50. This one from Diamond Kings, one of the framed cards, numbered to 400. And this one's really sweet here. This Donruss Elite. If you watch my channel at all, you know I love picking up these Donruss Elite die cuts from any sport. That one numbered to 24. Yeah, I love that. And these last two are some Ultra Platinums. Got this one from 98, which is numbered to 98. And then the last one is from 99. Really cool one there from his perfect game where they carried him off. And that one is numbered to 99. So there you go, Dustin. It was fun looking through all that stuff. Like I said, I had been wanting to show my David Wells stuff for a long time anyway, so this kind of motivated me to get it done. So hope you all enjoyed it. I'll be making another response video and showing some other stuff, so I'll definitely be talking to you guys again sometime soon.